Hey guys, I am here. I've actually been here this whole time, but I wanted to try. I've seen with a lot of lives that they will actually technically go live and then wait for a while before they actually, like, for example, even my church um, will start the live stream. See, I thought I turned that off before we started. Even my church will start the live stream, 10, 15 minutes before service, and then not actually turn the cameras on until service starts. And the idea is that you build up an audience that's waiting. So I just wanted to see if that would work for this, because it's hard for us to do that with the show, because usually the guest and Michael and myself chat backstage before we start the show. So I tried it here and it didn't really work. I mean, there are viewers that came in and came out, but nobody really at any given time. So I don't think I'm going to do that in the future. It was just an experiment. So hopefully you guys know who we're here to talk about. Let me know in the comments if you've heard of Kingfish before we announced a promo for this episode. And I'll wait in case anybody comments live. Otherwise, I'll check them after the fact. But Kingfish is a guitar protege from Mississippi. So again, let me know in the comments if you've heard of him before we started promoting this episode. I've been familiar with him for almost 10 years, I think. I'm trying to think of how old he was. Hey, Steven. Hey, Brandy. I'm trying to think how old he was when I first saw some clips of him go viral. He's been around for a long time. And he was probably 10 or 11 when I first saw a video of him, and he's in his early 20s now. But he's essentially been described as the future of blues music, and he's just a phenomenal musician, and he was a phenomenal musician when he first started. And we'll see how much we talk about this tomorrow, but the reason why he makes such a great MUSiPOLiTiX guest is because him and I and Michael are all kind of connected. So him and I had been social media friends for a while. And I think him and Michael had been social media friends for a while. I'm not sure. But I'd never really spoken to him. And then he posted something about Prince. And it made me, whatever he posted made me think of The Undertaker. And if you guys are familiar with The Undertaker, it's let me take the promo down. It's the Prince record that was cut with Michael and Prince and Sonny that were just on a sound stage. Prince was calling out songs, no rehearsal, no takes, no stopping between takes, just cut the record, hey, Audrey. So I had commented on Fish's post, because again, we've been social media friends for some time now, as like, have you ever heard The Undertaker? Because it was relevant to whatever he was talking about. And he got in my inbox and was like, oh my God, I've been looking for that record for forever. Do you have it? And I said, absolutely, I'll send you a copy. And then him and I got talking and found out that he, much like myself, put Michael and Sonny at the very top of music. He's like, those are my heroes. Those are my, and I'm like, yeah, of course. Of course, if you're a fan of music, then you should put Michael and Sonny at the top of your lists. But too few people do, because they're not really, you have to really dig into music lore to know who Michael and Sonny are. You have to be Prince fans, and you have to be musical Prince fans beyond just like, oh my God, Lisa and Wendy, or Absolutely. Ironic that you say that, Audrey, because so my hierarchy of the people that I love in music is Prince is at the top, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis are here, and then Michael, Sonny in here, and then everybody else is just like, okay, they're cool. But my wife refers to Jimmy and Terry as the superheroes of music. So I think it's fair to also say that about Michael and Sonny in some way. as well as, Michael and Sonny also worked with Jimmy and Terry. I don't know if they ever worked with them together, but I know they both cut records for them and wrote music for them for Flight Time separately. So anyhow, so that's how Fish and I became friends, is over our mutual respect for Michael and Sonny. And I've always been like, man, you got to come, you got to fly. Next time you're like anywhere, your tour brings you anywhere near Minneapolis, you got to come through Bunkers. I'll introduce you to Michael and Sonny. And Fish is kind of like, oh, I don't know, man, because he's intimidated, as you should be, because and so I'd always been trying to do that, and I always wanted to put them in a room together, and hopefully someday cut a record together. And and I, in talking to Michael, find out that he's a fan of Kingfish as well. So, like I said, I'm not sure how much of that we'll cover tomorrow, but that's kind of what brought us together. And so when we first started MUSiPOLiTiX, it was supposed to be more about music and less about politics and social issues. And so we had a bunch of music-related guests lined up, and Kingfish was going to be one of the first. And then the George Floyd murder happened like a week before we started. And Michael was like, I don't want to talk about music. And so we went in an entirely different direction. But it's coming full circle that Kingfish is our last guest before Michael goes on tour. So I think that just about covers the promo. Again, let me know in the comments if you've heard of Kingfish before this episode. I'm very curious to see. There's a lot of people that are fans of him but aren't familiar with us. And there's a lot of people that are fans of us that are not familiar with him, and looking forward to bringing everybody together. If you are a fan of Kingfish and you are familiar with him before this, post your favorite video or song in the comments. Brandy, are you talking about the 662 album? Because I haven't actually listened to it yet, and I should listen to it before tomorrow. I should listen to it before tomorrow, but I may or may not have time. Yep. So I'm excited about that. Obviously, we want to. So if you don't have that album, that's Kingfish's new album, and it comes out. It just came out. So Brandy was listening to it in the car yesterday. So, okay. Was there anything else we need to cover with the promo? This will be our last episode before Michael goes on tour. What's up, Jamar? So we will be off for August and September. I've toyed with doing some things in August and September, and they're contingent on other people, and those people haven't gotten back to me yet, so we might just be off, which is fine. Obviously, if Michael can go live at any point from the tour, that would be fun. But Michael's not. He doesn't have the technology to do that, but maybe we can talk Jeremy into doing it. And then we do have some stuff planned for. We don't have anything planned for October yet. We'll probably do something in October, and then we definitely have something planned for November. November is going to be big. Any other things anybody wants to talk about real quick before I end the promo? Trying to think of what else is going on. My birthday is August 4th. We won't be doing a birthday episode this year because Michael will be on tour. But maybe I'll go live on my birthday, and maybe I'll go live on my birthday, and you guys can wish me happy birthday. I'd be down with that. I got to run it up the flagpole and check with Michael, Maya, and then make sure that we have enough guest availability to make it interesting. But I would love to just, because Michael's going to be coming off tour in September, so we can, debrief, talk about his tour. So you mean Minneapolis, or do you mean, because, I don't live in Minneapolis, so I don't know which town you mean. But if you mean Minneapolis, then you should go and see the combo is back at Bunkers. I believe Sunday night. They're only doing one night for now. It's either Sunday or Monday, and I can't remember which. And Michael isn't going to be there because he's tour prepping. But I believe everybody else from the combo will be there. So you should definitely make sure. Audrey, you're up on the combo, right? You seem like enough of a Prince fan to know that the combo is where you go. Yes, she is. Okay. Yeah, I think we've covered everything. Have we covered anything? Is there anything anybody else wants to address? Good. She'll be there. Do me a favor. If you think of it, give everybody a hug from me, assuming that you're vaccinated and they're vaccinated and you feel safe hugging. Don't do it if you don't feel safe hugging. I'm not trying to put any pressure on you, but if you feel like it's safe to be giving somebody a hug, then give everybody a hug from me, because I have the only person I've seen since the pandemic is Michael. I'm just trying to think. Have I seen anybody else? I have not seen Julius. I've talked to Julius a great deal. I've not seen Sonny, although I saw him. Well, I saw Sonny virtually. He came on the show and wished me happy birthday, but I have not seen him in person. I'm trying to think. No, I think Michael's the only one that I've seen. So everybody else should get a hug from me. Todd, you need to make a pilgrimage to Bunkers, and we need to do it together. Maybe we can even arrange it that we can do it when Kevin's going to be there and bring an organ for Kevin. We definitely want to do it when Michael's going to be there. And Michael is, I believe after he gets off tour, he'll be back on the throne at Bunkers. We'll have to find out exactly when. He might need some time to recuperate after the tour before he goes back to the drum throne at Bunkers, but he will be back. So we definitely need to make it a point to go up there. I was going to bring Eric and the crew from my church as well. And yes, not to make an example out of Audrey, but everybody needs to get vaccinated. It's so important right now with this Delta variant is affecting children, and a lot of children can't be vaccinated. So they're counting on everybody else around them being vaccinated. So please, if you're able to, please, if you haven't already, go get vaccinated. Bunkers does not have a house organ. I don't even know where they'd put it, to be honest. It's not tiny, but it's a very compact space. Like, there's not a lot of, the stage itself is pretty small. There's no backstage. There's not a lot of storage space. Like, they make use of every square foot in that building. So I'm already thinking ahead of you, Todd, because I'm sure when Todd found out they didn't have an organ, he's like, well, let's loan them a house organ. And that would be, I just don't know where it would go. It's something we can definitely consider if, when things get a little more solid. They're still kind of very cautiously bringing the combo back and bringing their other live music acts back because just, in terms of being worried about money and safety and everything else. So that's why the combo is only doing one night. There's, some other business restrictions that we don't need to go into on the air. But yeah, once things are like solidly back to normal, that's something we can definitely think about, because Kevin plays there multiple nights a week because he plays with a couple different bands. Yeah, they used to. So when Bill Brown was the organist for the combo, he used to just roll in a B3 and Leslie every week. And then, of course, the combo is 2 nights in a row, so he'd just leave it there for those 2 nights and then roll it back out again. And then when Kevin first started playing, he used a clone, but Mark Lichtig had a 122 or 147. I can't remember which. It might have been a 145 even, that he would bring. And Kevin would run his clone into that Leslie, and then Kevin bought a chopped organ, and he would run that into Mark's Leslie. But then Mark eventually left the band, and so no Leslie now. But I don't know what Kevin plays. I don't know what Kevin plays his chop through now when he's there. I'm trying to think, because the last time I was there, Mark wasn't there. I honestly don't remember. I think he's got like a 330, maybe, if they're, what I'm talking about, not 330, 3300. But it's not, it's not as nice as having a real organ and Leslie there would be. That said, and Bill Brown has burned his bridge with a lot of people, but I will say, and you guys know that I think Kevin's a phenomenal player, and in many ways he's a better player than Bill Brown. But when Bill Brown was there, Bill Brown is more of an organist than Kevin. Let's just say that. So when Bill Brown was there, the music was more organ-centric, and Kevin covers a lot more of the keyboard parts. But that's something, like I said, we'll run that up the flagpole in due time. So yes, we're going to do a MUSiPOLiTiX reunion of sorts at Bunkers at some point. We're going to invite all of our guests to fly in, and anybody who wants to fly in, and we're all going to hang out at Bunkers at some point before the world ends. But definitely not while the Delta variant is rampant and live music is still precarious. So anything else? I wasn't planning on going off on a Bunkers tangent, but Bunkers is an important part of MUSiPOLiTiX, an important part of Minneapolis music, and really music lore, period. So, and like I said, it's relevant to this week's guest, because one of the goals before the pandemic and definitely after is for the Fish to slide through there and sit in. And I think even Sonny Thompson wouldn't have anything critical to say about Fish sitting in, because Fish is Fish. So, anything else? Got Kingfish tomorrow. Michael's going on tour with Soul Asylum for 2 months. Assuming that tour doesn't get called off because of the Delta variant, knock on wood. So definitely keep Michael in your prayers, because he's touring has risks to begin with, but then especially now with the pandemic going the wrong direction, or so it seems, and everybody on the tour has been vaccinated. That was a requirement of the tour, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's that there's no danger out there. So please, if you're somebody that prays, keep Michael and everybody on that tour in your prayers, because we want the tour to happen and not get called off at any point. And we want everybody to be safe, and we want everybody to make their living, because a lot of the musicians and auxiliaries, I guess, this is how they make their living. So not being able to tour has it's not easy. So we're hoping for the best. Anything else? Audrey said Bunkers is a treasure. I don't remember if I threw that up there before, so I'll throw that up there again. I think we've covered definitely more than I planned on covering tonight. I was planning on this being a short promo, as you can see that I'm in my chair. I would be on the couch if I was planning on a longer promo, because the couch is a more flattering backdrop, but the chair is more comfortable. So tomorrow I'll be on the less comfortable couch, but it will look like MUSiPOLiTiX with the fan behind me and the railing and the normal, MUSiPOLiTiX backdrop. So thanks for hanging out tonight. Todd, I saw that you messaged me on Facebook, and I'm going to check that as soon as I get off the air. Audrey, thanks for hanging out. Brandy, yes, you're not to blame this time. So even though you're bored up there in Canada, hoarding all the health care for the rest of us that need it so badly. Who else has been here? Good to see you, Jamar. Good to see you, Steven. Good to see you, Ezra. Yeah, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to wait for 30 minutes even, because I'm OCD like that. But I'm looking forward. I hope everybody can make it tomorrow. And if you can make it tomorrow, watch the replay. But we really like having your comments on the air. Kingfish is excited. We're excited to have him. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And again, this will be the last show before Michael goes on tour. So it's not a season finale. We're going to do plenty when he gets back, or at least a couple when he gets back. But it's a big deal, because we wanted it to be something real positive before he goes. So Okay. Thanks, guys. I will see you tomorrow.